Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Tony with rchelp.com. In this video, we're going to get this truck programmed into this radio. So what we're going to do is, first of all, get this turned on and go ahead and make a model. Now, I am going to cheat a little bit. The receiver that is inside this truck actually goes in my low-C, so it's going to say low-C on here, but we'll go ahead and change the name to T-Maxx 2.5 or something like that. And we'll get all these servos set up and get this thing almost ready to start. Alright, so we'll go ahead, power it on. As you can see here, I got it on the low C SCT, which stands for short course truck. Go ahead, click the roller, go into model, go to name. Alright, so now we're on T-Maxx 2.5, which is model 1. I will eventually get more receivers for this radio, and we'll have multiple models. You can put up to 50 of them in this one here. So we'll go ahead and scroll up there, and what I want to do, I just want to go through and make sure of where everything's at. These are going to change, so we can leave those there, but on like steer rate, I want to make sure, why is that on 99? I want 100. Make sure it's all on 100%. Reverse, that doesn't really matter. Sub trim, these need to be, well, 0. Alright, bring this one on down. There we go. All three of those being at 0 means that all the servos on the T-Maxx will be at 0 whenever we turn it on. Alright, go ahead and back out of there. Let's see, we got a timer. I'm not worried about a timer. We got bind, not worried about binding. Frame rate, digital servos must be used with 5.5. We're going to go with 11. These are not digital servos. I couldn't remember what I had it on over on the low C. So servo speed, they should all be 100%. You don't want to slow them down. I shouldn't have any mixing. No, I didn't have anything in there. ABS, I guess we could try it, but I don't think, I'll go ahead and leave this the way it is, but I do not think that it's going to do anything because the servo is just way too slow. With that done, our radio is off. We're going to grab the trusty China Phillips screwdriver. Take our screws out of our servos, just these two. I'm not worried about the steering servo. I will turn it on, and if I do see it, you know, bind up, but that one is already set where it was, so we might have to take it off, we might not. But these two, I'm definitely taking off because we've got to completely redo all these. And with those off, I'll go ahead and put you guys up here so you guys can see this. I am going to pull the front end up, that way there's no forces on this. Go ahead and turn it on. Do we have throttle? Oh, we have throttle, and it's backwards. Steering, left, right. Holy crap, that one's actually right. Oh, that is so slow. And reverse. Oh, yeah, buddy. Alright, I think what I'm going to do, and you can only do this if you have a programmable radio, is not drop the radio. I think I'm going to get rid of these springs. There's absolutely no reason for these springs to be here except for radios that you can't fine-tune this. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these things off. So grab our 1.5 millimeter Allen driver, take that off. Bye-bye spring. Bye-bye spring. Go ahead and slide that back on. And here I'm just going to put this on just snug. There's some schmoo coming out of that I don't know what it is. Kind of look like super glue. Interesting. Alright, so now, let's see, where am I? Alright, that's forward. And then reverse. So what I want to do is try to give it equal travel both ways. Oh, Nope, I went the wrong freaking way. You go this way. Forward, reverse, forward, reverse. I like that right there. So press that down, grab our trusty China screwdriver. Alright, that arm's on. So now what I'm going to do, remember, we got reverse, then we got forward. So since this is forward, I'm going to push this rod in, and then I'm going to put that right here. Then I'm going to take this one that you guys can't see. Let's go ahead and slide that over. I do want to leave just a little bit of play in there so it's not pinching it, but not a lot. Okay, give me my Allen driver. And so now it is binding up when it goes into reverse. Not a big deal. So what we're going to do, and we're going to go into travel. Go down here to auxiliary. I've actually never had to do one or the other, but you can move your wheel and it'll select it. So I think it's this one that I need to do. Kind of try to get that in view, get this in view. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click it. And apparently that's not it. So we're going to take that one back to 65 where it was. Go to this one. Bring it down. Oh, there we go. Huh, that's interesting. I only had to drop it 4 points. But forward, reverse, forward, reverse. And all I'm doing is hitting this button right here. So forward, reverse, forward. We'll leave it there. I could play with that all day. So just making sure that it is in fact going into forward. I may have to remove this rubber that's on here. I'm kind of thinking that it might be pushing against the servo a little too much. But if you have a digital radio or a computer radio or whatever you want to call it, you don't have to run these springs. Alright, so now onto the throttle. Go in here, we'll just go back out of there, and as you can see, throttle is at 56 and 100. Now let's see what happens. We know it's centered right now, so we're going to get this close to center. Okay, right there is as close as we can get it. And then what we'll do is we'll go into sub trim and get it perfectly centered. So let's go up, go into sub trim, throttle, wow, you guys see that? Alright, so I'm going to have to look into that a little bit more because that's not right. If I put some pressure on this servo, it doesn't do it as bad. Still a little bit. But if I just let it do its thing, it moves almost every time. And that's weird. And no, the zip ties we put on, like right here, and then there's one more over here, they are not tight. So it's not crushing the wires. Might be a battery problem. These batteries are kind of old. So anyway, oh well. We do have it not quite straight. I like that. What about y'all? I got this decently straight. So now what I'm going to do, grab my 1.5 millimeter. We're going to pop this little guy off. So what I'm doing here is I'm pushing this to where it's actually applying a little bit of brake. And then if I don't knock that off the end of the wire, we're going to take this, slide it all the way up, but then I'm going to back that off just a little bit and then tighten that down. That should give us all the braking we need if it was going in the right direction. So yeah, we just did all that work for nothing. Alright, let's get that out of the way. Okay. Let's take this back. Take that back to 0. We'll go up here, go into reverse, go down to throttle. I don't know, you should just be able to push this and it change. And yeah, that's weird. So left, right, that's fine. Alright, go back up here, go back into sub trim. Alright, so now we're back into sub trim. Let's go ahead and get that thing sub trimmed out. Yep, about right there. That looks good. So whenever you have it in here, you should be able to move this rod. There shouldn't be hardly any tension on this, if any at all. We can verify that it does actually spin whenever we move the axles. Then apply brake. Oh yeah, we can see that starting to crush. And I don't have enough hands to actually test this. But what I can do is kind of spin it right here, and then, oh yeah. But I'll bet you we can add some more throw to it. So we'll go up here. We'll go into travel. Come down here. Come down. Go ahead and click it. See, brake's only at 56%. So if I raise that up, let's see, let's apply brake. Start raising that up. Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. You guys see that thing moving? I wonder if that's not the ABS. Like I said, it's been a very long time since I played with this. We'll go ahead and just put it at 100, and we still got to do the throttle. All right. Go back. Why did it go into that? That was weird. Huh. Okay. Let's go down here into ABS. Actually, no. ABS is turned off. Inhibit. Duh. All right. So it's either a battery problem or it's a servo problem. But as of right now, it is not my problem. Go ahead and pop this air filter off. If you guys remember, we did set a 1mm gap in here ish. Might have to play with that a little bit. But what we want to do is we want this spring always pushing this right here. And that spring has seen better days. So 1.5mm, blocking all the light. Give me just a second. Let's flip that around. I want to make sure and push this closed, and then just add a little bit of tension, and then once you add that tension, hit your brake. So what we're looking at, we're wanting to make sure that this spring is not binding up, it's not collapsing all the way down. And it may look like it in the video, but there's still space in between the coils. So that, absolutely perfect. So now, and I know I'm blocking the light again, we're going to take this one and we're going to bring it over and just touch it. The spring here has to be there for whenever you hit the brake. That way it keeps this carburetor closed, but it's not putting excessive force on the carburetor. Alright, so what we're looking at, look at this. And I have expo on the throttle. I do not want expo on the throttle. So where is expo? Right up there. Why do I have 100% expo on the throttle? Alright, we're going to just put all of these at 0. This was my race settings, is what you're seeing here. Alright, yep, that's the one I want. I want no expo. All right, 0 across the board. Should have checked that menu, but it doesn't change your actual throws. So that should still work just fine. Steering, slow, does still work. Throttle, oh, that's much better. Muy bueno. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look inside here, and that is not quite opening all the way up. So what we're gonna do is go into travel, go to throttle, click that. We're going to go to wide open throttle, not brake. And I'm going to turn it like this. I don't think you guys are going to be able to see this, but get my flashlight. That slider is not sliding all the way. You still see some of it right there. So what I'm going to do is program this thing so that it does open all the way. Maybe I can get this to where you guys can kind of see it. A little too much. I'll tell you what, one of the best upgrades I could possibly do on this thing is new servos. These things are slow. Oh yeah. Alright, so we have throttle, we have brake. Oh man, look at how it's collapsing. That is beautiful. I bet you I won't be able to turn that whenever it's like that. Apply brake. Oh, I'm actually trying to spin the brake rotor, and I'm afraid it's going to cut into my hands. And then we have reverse, forward, left, right, slow. Check this out. Alright, so the last check we're going to do on this, and I've got to fire the radio back up in order to check it. We're going to go in here and we're going to go to travel. And we're going to check the steering. As you can see, 6671. We're going to go in there. We're going to go ahead and bring these up to 100. So go left. No, left. Alright, so now we have them both on 100, and I guess we can test it. Alright. Yeah, see it's binding up right there just a little bit, but I think I'd rather have a little bit extra than not enough. We are running a servo saver on this, so shouldn't hurt it one bit. So guys, there you go. That is all the programming that we need to do on this truck. Now, you guys saw me with the throttle and the expo and all of that. That's why you always... Okay, I guess that wants to come off now. Oh, that was just barely hanging on to. That is the first time that has ever been off. You guys just saw it live on video. That was not staged. But I am going to leave it in the video. So this radio threw me for a little bit of a loop, and I don't know why the expo was like that. I did have to go in and reset the travels and all of that. That is exactly why you start with a fresh model. That way you don't have to go back in and find all those settings. You know they're all going to be either 100% or they're going to be at 0 with sub trim and stuff like that. And you know it's going to be ready for you. So perfect example, always start with the clean model. I didn't want to take that back apart and put a bind plug in there, because not only do I have to put a bind plug, not only do I have to find a bind plug, but I've also got to unplug a servo, move the battery connector over, then plug in the bind plug, bind it up, move the battery back over, plug the servo back in, and put that cover back on. I'm not playing with the low-C right now. That's why I use that model. So anybody wondering, there's your reason. So guys, I'm not kidding you. That is how simple it is to set these trucks up. It is super simple. Set your steering, which we didn't hardly do anything with. I did go in the radio and put it to 100%. It wasn't at 100%, but I went ahead, put it at 100%, both left and right. It is kind of binding just a little bit, but we are running a servo saver on this thing, so there's no chance that it's going to hurt that servo. You don't stay with the wheels cocked all the way to one side for very long. That twitching in the servos, that does kind of worry me. First thing I'm gonna do is try new batteries, and if that doesn't fix it, I'm thinking there might be something wrong inside the servo themselves. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. But for now, that's all the setup that we need to do on this thing. It's ready for suspension now. So hopefully in the next video, that's exactly what we're gonna do. I know. I want to put fuel in it. I want so bad, but I got to keep myself from doing that because this is a video to try to help people on how to rebuild these things, how to set them up properly and all that. So guys, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. Questions, comments, suggestions, post them down in the comment section below. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.